everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how I achieved this large knotless braid hairstyle. This is one of my protective styles that's easy to accomplish and does not require you to feed in the hair. So if you think that this is something you'd be interested in, please keep watching. Here's what you'll need. 3 packs of pre-stretched braiding hair. I prefer to use the 48-inch for this particular hairstyle. Shine and jam. A crochet hook of your choice. You're gonna need some rubber bands soaked in coconut oil, and you're gonna need some combs. You're also gonna need some curling rods of your choice, curling rods or flexi rods. I use a mixture of both. And you're also gonna need some coconut oil or whatever oil it is you use to oil your scalp. So I'm gonna be working on freshly washed, stretched hair, somewhat stretched hair. And here I'm just taking my hair out of the little twists that I put them in after washing and treating my hair. So after I finished doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and start pre-parting my hair. I use 2 mirrors, one in the front, one to the back, to see what I'm doing. The parts don't have to be perfect, but I like parting beforehand because it allows me to know how much hair that I'm going to need to use. In most cases, I just use 1 and some in terms of the braiding hair, but I usually try to get 3 packs just to be safe so that I don't run out of hair. So I'm going ahead here and parting the front of my hair. I am using the rubber band method, which allows you to achieve this hairstyle without having to feed in the hair. This hairstyle is my go-to hairstyle, and every time I post a picture of it over on Instagram, I always get DMs or comments about how I achieved it. So I decided I'm going to show you guys how I achieved it today. So I've finished parting my hair. I have a total of 18 parts in total, and now I am going to prep the hair and section it off. I'm gonna eyeball the sides to make sure that they're pretty full and they line up with my parts. So I do have 18 parts in total, which means that I'm gonna need 18 braids. I have 10 in the back, I think, and 8 in the front, so that's my total there. So I'm just gonna prep the hair. Because the hair is pre-stretched hair, it makes it a lot easier. So the sectioned hair, I'm going to section it into 2 more sections, and then I'm going to take my crochet hook and start from the back. So you're gonna start off by putting in 1 section, and then you're gonna do it the other way, but I'll do something a little bit closer up to the front a little bit later to give you all a closer look at what it is that I do. Then I'm going to take a little bit of the shine and jam and apply it to my natural hair to sort of make it easier to blend in with the braid. And then I'm just going to take my time and braid that down. So I just take my time and make sure that I am braiding the braids as neatly as possible, and I am just eyeballing to make sure that I don't sort of go off track. When I get closer to the end of the braid, I take a rubber band and I just put it at the end, and the hair that I'm leaving out there is what I'm going to use for my curls. And then I pretty much just go about by brushing it out, and then I just do this thing for the rest of my head. So you can see here that I've started on the other side, and I'm just taking my time to make sure that all of the braids are even and they are the same size. And yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. I also try to make sure that where I place the rubber bands line up and they're sort of cohesive throughout all the braids. Baby, don't you leave. Don't leave me stuck here in the street. So I'm pretty much done with the back. So I had 10 braids at the back, and there's 4 on that side, 4 on this side. So I'm going to tackle the front now. So as you can see here, I put the hair in using the crochet hook, and then I'm just braiding down to the sides. And this hairstyle usually takes me about 2 hours max, depending on the size. It's really easy to accomplish. So yeah, just making sure that everything lays properly. So I'm doing the other side of my head, and now I'm going to show you a little bit closer how I put in the hair. So here's like a close-up shot of how I feed in the hair. You want to make sure that your hair is being covered by the braid while you braid it downwards.
I spilled all my emotions tonight, I'm sorry. Rolling, 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 rolling. How many more shots until you're rolling? We just need a face to face. You can pick the time and the place. You'll spend some time away. Now you need to forward. Give me all the work, 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 work. They send me out there, work, 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 work. You see me do my da, 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 da. So me by that
So once I've finished making sure that all of the hair is braided, then I'm gonna take my flexi rods and curl wave rods and some leave-in conditioner or some water with some conditioner in it, and I'm just gonna comb out and saturate the ends of the braids with the water. Then I'm going to do like a spiral curl around the curl rod, like wrap the hair around the curl rod, and I'm gonna do that for all of the braids. I usually do like a mixture of sizes sometimes, but for today I sort of wanted them to be cohesive in terms of curls, so I'm just doing that for the rest of my head. So I do one side at a time just to make sure that I don't miss out everything. So I sort of bring everything to the front once I'm doing a particular side, and just make sure that everything is aligned and cohesive and that I don't skip any pieces. So that's what I'm doing here now.
I just called a shorty up a Finsta.
So I've already done one side and I'm just finishing up the other side here. And all while this is happening, I have my hot water boiling in the kettle, and then I just wait till the water boils, and then I'm gonna probably pour that in a cup or a bowl or whatever. Take my hot water in the mug, and I just make sure I have a towel over me, and I just dip the hair in the water for a bit to make sure that it is fully immersed. And I do that for all of the ends of the braids. Sometimes if you want, you can go all the way up the braid, but I prefer a fuller look with my braids, so I opt out of that. But yeah, that's what I do. I just dip the ends of the curl rods into the curls into the hot water, and I do that for both sides. And then I just make sure I keep the towel on me afterwards. And yeah, that's what I'm doing here now. So I already did one side, I'm doing the other. Making sure that I dip each one individually, get those at the back, and then I just keep them to the front on the towel while they dry a bit. And once they've dried properly, or for the most part, I take them out of I take the curl rods out, and then I take my scissors and I trim the ends. Normally I would use a pair of shears, like a pair of hair shears, but I couldn't find mine, so I just used like some regular scissors. So the ends came out a bit more blunt than I would usually do or would usually like, but it's fine. But the main point of using the scissors to trim it is to make sure that I get rid of any scraggly ends. So you'll see me do that in a few. Yeah, so here I'm just trimming off the scraggly ends. And then shortly after that, I usually just play around with how I want my hair to be styled. Most cases I usually just put my hair up in a bun, or like do like a half up half down something, or yeah, whatever it is that I'm feeling at the time. But I liked how this particular style that I came up with looked, so I just did that. You know, just pull some of the hair up with two in my face and just have the curls cascading down my back. And in between, I just usually tend to trim off whatever is there. And yeah, that is pretty much it. Just, you know, comb back my edges a little bit, and this is it. I'm finished. This style usually gives me up to 2 to 3 weeks of wear, depending on how well I tie it down and how I sleep at night with it. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next one.